If this is you, scrolling through her messages, replaying her last words in your head, wondering if you said something wrong, then I get it. Maybe this feels familiar. That restless energy, that gnawing doubt, that little voice asking, why isn't she reacting the way I hoped? You tell yourself it's love. You tell yourself it's connection. But deep down, you feel like something else is at play, something you can't quite put your finger on. You're caught in overthinking, caught in the loop of analyzing her every action, her every text, her every pause. And the harder you try to figure it out, the more it slips away. Here's the thing. What you're chasing, it's not always love. And understanding what she really responds to, what drives her emotions, that's the real game. So let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how much effort you put in, some women just don't seem fully present or emotionally hooked, even when you think you're giving her everything? Here's what's really happening inside her mind when you're stuck in that loop. When you overanalyze her every text, when you wait for that sign that she's fully invested, she's not just noticing the messages, she's noticing the energy behind them. She's sensing your tension, your need, your uncertainty. And here's the subtle truth. Women don't just respond to words, they respond to emotional presence or the lack of it. In fact, she might even be testing you, not to trap you, not to play games, but to see if you can remain steady under uncertainty. If you get anxious, if you chase, if your emotions start controlling your actions, she feels it. And in that moment, her attraction starts to shift. Because what draws a woman in isn't just love, it's your ability to meet certain emotional needs, needs that are actually stronger than love itself. And that's where most men miss it. They think they can buy her attention, win her affection, or out-effort the natural pull of her emotions. But what she's silently seeking is far simpler and far more powerful than what most guys think. She's asking herself questions like, does he make me feel secure? Does he make me feel alive? Does he make me feel seen? And if your energy aligns with those subtle cues, she can't help but lean in, even if she doesn't say it outright. So, what are these emotional triggers? What are the three needs that can override even love itself? And how can you tap into them without trying to force anything? That's exactly what we're about to break down. This is what a high-value, grounded man understands differently. He knows that her tests, her pauses, her subtle pullbacks, they're not personal attacks and they're not a reflection of your worth. They're just signals. And how he responds to them, that's what shapes the dynamic. This is how he leads with presence, not pressure. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't over-explain himself. He shows up calm, steady, and consistent because he understands that emotional tension doesn't need to be solved. It needs to be managed. He manages his own state first. He's aware of his thoughts, his feelings, his impulses, and he doesn't let uncertainty control him. That's what gives him power in these situations. He also understands that attraction isn't built through effort or proof of love. Attraction is built through emotional resonance. It's the way he moves through the world with quiet confidence, the way he handles her shifts without losing himself, the way he can create space while still holding connection. It's subtle, almost invisible, but it's magnetic, because it's grounded in presence and discipline, not pressure or neediness. And this is where most men miss it. They react to her behavior instead of responding from their own internal frame. They try to fix, persuade, or prove themselves, thinking that love alone will bridge the gap. But a high-value man knows emotional needs are deeper than love, and if you can meet them effortlessly through your own mastery, her reactions start to align with the energy you carry, not the words you speak. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine this, you're texting her, waiting for a reply. Your thumb hovers over the screen, your heart rate picks up a little, and that inner voice starts whispering, did I say too much? Did I come on too strong? What's she thinking? Meanwhile, she's not frustrated with you. She's quietly noticing how you handle this tension. Does your energy tighten? Do you panic? Or do you simply carry on with your day, confident, grounded, and present in your own life? That's the first emotional need, stability. She craves a man who can remain calm under uncertainty, who isn't ruled by every small shift in her attention. Here's another scenario. You're out together, she's talking about something that excites her, a project at work, a trip she wants to take. Most men get caught in the trap of trying to impress, trying to mirror every word, over-validate every emotion. But a high-value man leans back, listens, and connects without needing to prove himself. She notices this. She feels it. This is the second need, being emotionally seen. It's not about saying the right thing. It's about showing her that you can hold space for her feelings without losing yourself. And finally, imagine you're planning a weekend together. You don't micromanage. You don't guilt her into excitement. You simply lead with clarity about what you want while giving her freedom to respond on her own terms. She might feel a spark of curiosity, a subtle pull toward you. This is the third need. He inspires a sense of aliveness. She's drawn to his energy because it makes her feel alive too, not because he's trying to force affection. Notice how in each of these moments it's never about proving love. It's about presence, stability, and inspiration. It's about managing yourself, not controlling her. And when you get this right, she doesn't just react to you, she leans in naturally, often without even realizing why. Before we dive fully into the three emotional needs, there's something important to clear up, because most men are unknowingly trapped in a few false beliefs that keep them frustrated, anxious, and overthinking. False belief number one: if I love her enough, she'll automatically stay. Wrong. Love alone doesn't create attraction. Attraction is emotional, dynamic, and rooted in the energy you bring, not the words you say or the sacrifices you make. False belief number two: if I just try harder, she'll feel it and care more. No, effort without presence feels like pressure. It doesn't inspire connection. It triggers withdrawal. A woman isn't looking for a man to chase. She's looking for a man to lead with himself. Here's the reality. Presence beats pressure. Calm beats chaos. Energy beats effort. And once you understand this, the way you interact with her, the way you move through life with her in it, shifts completely. Remember this: attraction isn't created by chasing, it's activated by presence. She feels what you carry before she hears what you say. Love can't be forced, but emotional needs can be naturally met. These aren't tactics, gimmicks, or tricks. They're awareness shifts. And once you get them, the game changes. Not just with her, but with how you experience yourself in every interaction. Now let's talk about what actually sparks her curiosity. What makes her stop, pause, and wonder about you without you saying a single over-the-top line or trying to impress. A high-value man understands that detachment isn't indifference. It's the ability to maintain emotional control, to stay grounded, even when she pulls away, flutters, or tests. When you carry that calm presence, she notices, sometimes subtly, sometimes deeply, and it triggers reflection. She starts asking herself questions like, why does he stay so composed? Why isn't he chasing like everyone else? This isn't manipulation. It's not a game. It's simply a man who's comfortable in his own energy. And that comfort radiates outward. His calm becomes magnetic. His steadiness invites her to lower her walls. His detachment inspires curiosity because she can feel the freedom in your state, and it awakens her to the possibility of connection without pressure. Here's the key. Every time you master your emotions, every time you pause before reacting, every time you respond from presence instead of need, you aren't just influencing her perception. You're expanding your own personal growth. You're becoming a man who is grounded, disciplined, and self-possessed, qualities that naturally draw women in without chasing or coercion. She doesn't just feel love or attraction. She feels respect, intrigue, and a sense of safety that can't be faked. And that's why these emotional needs, stability, being seen, and feeling alive, are far stronger than love itself. When you meet them effortlessly through your own mastery, her reactions start to align with the energy you carry, not the words you speak. So here's the truth. When a man focuses on his own growth, his emotional control, and his presence, he becomes naturally attractive. Not because he's chasing, pleading, or trying to win her over, but because he's fully himself. His energy radiates stability, his calm invites curiosity, his grounded confidence inspires connection. When you prioritize yourself, your passions, your discipline, your mindset, you stop overanalyzing her every move. You stop reacting to her unpredictability. And in that space, attraction flows effortlessly. She doesn't just notice you, she feels drawn to the energy you carry. This is the power of meeting emotional needs that are stronger than love. It's not about convincing her to care. It's about cultivating the man who naturally makes her want to lean in. And the more you lead from presence, the more magnetic you become. because true attraction isn't built on words, it's built on the energy you live in every single day. So remember this. You don't need to chase, you don't need to force, and you don't need to prove anything. The man who is grounded, disciplined, and fully himself doesn't compete for love, he inspires it. Be that man, and watch how everything else falls into place.